Hey everyone, this is Joe in General, your resident reason and evidence enthusiast. This is a quick altcoin update specifically on Siacoin. I mentioned this in my most recent weekly Bitcoin analysis video. It has seen some developments over the last few days, so I quickly want to give you an update on Siacoin specifically. I also want to give a shout out to a specific YouTuber, and I want to talk to you as well about Fibonacci Calculation. So let's look at where we were in the last video I did, which was in the weekly Bitcoin analysis video, and I was talking about Siacoin here. We were hovering around about 68, and I had previously bought in Siacoin at about 72 was my average, and we had since come down, but this little pattern here was giving me indication that we were going to go higher very, very soon, this little pattern here. So since then, over the last few days, we've certainly seen a nice little gain. Here's 68 level about here. Over the last few days since Wednesday, the 26th of April, we've had a nice little gain. We've punched up all the way through its intermediate high of 87, and we're currently topped out just now at 93. If we punch into the 5-minute time frame, this is on the Poloniex website. What's been happening over the last, hour or so is we had this nice run up to past the 87 mark to 91, and then we started consolidating down. We hit back up to 91. We came back down again. I was thinking quite possibly, it could have been a double top situation, but luckily it wasn't. And then not long before I hit the record button, we were around about here, and it was forming a nice ascending triangle pattern, as you can see there. If you take those ascending highs, those higher lows, that is, it was forming a nice little ascending triangle pattern. So it was telling me that we were going to break through that 91 level. We certainly did that, and we've come up to 93. We've since consolidated back down to 87 currently, but that's completely fine because 87, again, if we look at the daily time frame, 87 was that previous intermediate high, so it looks like it's just coming back down to that support level of 87. Now the question is, where is it going from here? I think, and I was talking about this in my previous video on Siacoin, I think we're going to definitely see the level of 96 hit. Now we'll probably see higher, but I was talking about 96 being a short-term top, just because of a few factors. One of the first factors was because of this massive sell wall that we've got, which is between 97 to 100. If you take a look down here, let me zoom in because a lot of you might be watching this on a mobile phone, etc. Here is the 96 level. Now that's currently at 23 Bitcoin worth. When I put my sell level in at 96, it was a lot lower. And actually, as of about an hour ago, it was only about 14 Bitcoin worth at the 96 level. But I put it in at the 96 level because we had this massive sell wall here. We've got 51 Bitcoin worth at 97, 55 at 98, 53 at 99, 51 at 100. So a 200 Bitcoin sell wall between just 4 pips here, 97, 98, 99, and 100. So I thought I'd just put it in a little bit before then. But it also happens, 96 that is, coincides with a key Fibonacci level. Now before I talk about the Fibonacci, I need to give a shout out to a YouTuber that I've actually been subscribing to since about 2010 or 2011, because I've actually, this is my channel here, it's not the YouTuber's channel, this is my channel here. I've been investing in precious metals, so gold and silver bullion, and I've been doing that since about late 2010, in about, I think it was late 2010, early 2011. I stumbled across a YouTuber, and his name is Derek, and his channel is called Silver Charts. And it's called Silver Charts because since he's had his channel since 2007, but he had been, and still is doing, regular precious metals analysis videos, so on the silver price and on the gold price. But more recently, he's actually been dipping his toes into Bitcoin analysis and other altcoin analysis as well. Because I've been doing that too, I've actually more recently been commenting on his videos, and then he's been commenting on my videos. So we've started this nice little dialogue. And I want to give a shout out to Derek. Head over to his channel. He's got many more subscribers than me. He's been doing this analysis for a lot longer. He's got over 9,000 now, which is fantastic. If you want to find his channel, just go to youtube.com/user/endlessmountain, or you could just hop over to my channel on the home page of my channel, and he's mentioned here in the featured channel section on the right hand side, just here. So I'm mentioning Derek because he's the one who was talking to me about a specific type of Fibonacci calculation. Now, he was telling me that most websites and Fibonacci calculators use linear Fibonacci calculation. So if you look at bitcoinwisdom.com, for example, it does use linear Fibonacci calculation. I've certainly done a number of videos using this Fibonacci calculator here, and also the Poloniex website uses Fibonacci linear, linear Fibonacci calculation. If you take a look at that there. And pretty much probably 90–95% of all websites with inbuilt Fibonacci calculators use linear. Now, Derek has been was kind enough to send me a comment on one of my videos, and he was talking about how he thinks the better form of Fibonacci calculation is the exponential calculation rather than the linear calculation. So I've recently been doing that. And I found that it has coincided with some key resistance and support levels. So I'm probably going to start using exponential Fibonacci calculation instead, as much as I feasibly can. But this is my little exponential Fibonacci calculator on an Excel spreadsheet. And Derek, if you're watching this right now, please have a quick look over this. Tell me if anything looks out of place. For example, we've got the high here. This is on Siacoin. And I'm talking about this specifically because 96 comes up in this exponential calculation. I'll show you that in a second. But for example, the way that exponential Fibonacci calculation works is that you take a high, you divide it by a low, you do it to the power of the specific Fibonacci that you want, then you times it again by the low. So for example, to get the Fibonacci calculation level of 96, which happened to coincide with the 1 pip below that very large sell wall, strangely enough, I took the high here of 87, which is sort of intermediate high that we've just recently punched through, and the low down here of, it was a low of 56. So in my calculator, I took the high of 87, put the low of 56, and then divided that by that, and I got this number here. And then I times that number, I take that number and put it to the power of particular Fibonacci levels, and then I times it by the low again of currently 56, and then I get this calculation here, and then the Excel spreadsheet, I could just go like that and it does the automatic calculation. Now what you'll see here, this is the 1.236 level of, and the level is 96.53. You could call it 97 or you could call it 96, but I called it 96 because again it happens to coincide with that 1 pip below that very large sell wall. So, and right there, now we're up to 25 Bitcoin worth. So I do think that Siacoin may see a touch of 96. Hopefully my sell order, is triggered. I did get in pretty early, so hopefully it does. We could potentially bust straight through that massive 200 Bitcoin wall between 97 to 100, doubtful that's going to happen straight away. So what we may see is a touch of 96 again. Hopefully my sell order gets broken, gets triggered, and then we may come back again to say. Here's 96 up here roundabout. We may come back to say a support level of 91 here. That was a resistance level for a little bit, 91, 91, 91. Or I may not sell out of my position entirely. I may sell half. I've yet to make that decision, but what I do think will happen is we will come up to that 96, again for the two reasons that it's 1 pip below that massive 200 Bitcoin sell wall, and it does happen to coincide with the exponential Fibonacci calculation at the 1.236 Fibonacci level. From there though, let me go back actually, from there we have a 1.618 level of 114. And if it punches higher than there, we've got the 2.618 level of 177.45. Let's call it 178. And the reason we should call it 178 is because, lo and behold, good old exponential Fibonacci calculation, it happens to coincide with its all-time high right here of 178. Now, technically, it's not its all-time high because when Siacoin was first launched on the Poloniex website, it started at a high of 6,900, but it had a very quick sell-off. So we can really, I guess, call 178 the high, and that coincides with this exponential Fibonacci calculation of the 2.618 level. So the three levels where I think we'll be going if we are going higher: 96, possibly a sell-off back down to, say, 91, possibly even back down to 87. And then you've got that 1.618 of 114, and then that breaking that all-time high or coming up to it and probably bouncing back down for a little, consolidating at 178. So once again, please head over and subscribe to Derek at Silver Charts. And of course, if you want to stay updated with my weekly Bitcoin analysis videos and other altcoin analysis videos, please hit the subscribe button to my channel, Joe in General. I do much more than Bitcoin and altcoin analysis. I talk about politics, philosophy, economics, precious metals, firearms. I do shooting competitions and I post videos of those. I do breaking news and much, much more. So that's it, guys. Hit the subscribe button and make sure you check out Derek over at Silver Charts. Stay safe, stay informed. Speak soon.